Right, we're going to make pinwheels, and this is the pattern. We used some polka dots from Moda, eggshell, navy, and cranberry. And
I'm going to kind of zoom in on this fabric here, so
yeah,
if you want to tip it up here. There. So it really has little dots. It just kind of reads as a solid when you're far away.
Yeah, I love polka dots, so
yeah,
it's
me
fun.
too.
And then we decided that this is a time of year that it might be fun to make a throw. This is 72 by 72, so it's a good size throw. I mean, it's a good one to sit and watch TV under.
So this has polka dots too, but also has some little snowmen thrown in.
Yeah, we thought this would be fun. So I'm going to show you how we make this block using these fabrics. There's two different pinwheels, a big pinwheel and a little pinwheel. And they're super simple to make.
And you frame the small pinwheel so that block ends up the same size as the large pinwheel, so it goes together very easily. So the pattern's free.
Pattern is free. You cut a 10.5 inch strip of your two big pinwheel fabrics. So on this, with the snowman, I'm going to still stay with the same colors. The navy blue and the background fabric are the two I used. I cut a 10.5 inch strip, and then I cut them down into 10.5 inch squares. Then you lay them together, right sides. And because they're the same size, they fit. And you go ahead and you sew a 1/4 inch all the way around the outside edge. Ta-da! This has now been sewn. Let's see, which can you see best? I guess this way. So just 1/4 inch seam allowance all the way around the outside edge. And then the next thing you're going to do is you're going to cut this diagonally. So you lay this up so that it hits the corner of that block and the corner of this one. And then you cut it. And then you do the same thing on this one, corner of this square and the corner of this square. And now I have 4 pieces
that are perforated. We need a new blade.
Yes, we do. Good enough. Okay, 4 pieces that when I press open, I have this. Now, this is
on each
biased.
piece. Yes.
So when you press it open, do it gently.
Only press, don't iron.
Yes, I tend to want to scrub mine, and that doesn't work so well on these. I have to try to put it back into square when I do that. So you'll open these up. I pressed all mine to the dark. And then once you have those pressed, you lay them out. Let's see if I can do this. Debbie's been making the tutorials, and I've been filming them, and she gets going on them, and sometimes they don't want to go together the way she thinks they should.
And they're not always, I don't always do it perfect. So, you know, this is like a real tutorial, like it really is. It's not rehearsed. And
so then you build your block back up, and then you sew it together into 2 parts. So I would sew this to this, and then this to this. I pressed my seams to the dark again, and when you have them in 2 sections, you can sew them together.
So you sew your 2 rows together,
and then you have your block.
A really pretty block.
And this isn't the right size. You need this one to be 12.5 inches. Remember, we cut 2 10.5 inch squares, and we're going to have a 12.5 inch block from that. So this ruler here is great for getting things lined up, because it's got these diagonal lines, it's got the horizontal and vertical lines, and so you can just lay that on there, and then you can trim your block up.
It shows your seam allowance on the outside edge.
Yes. So I can put this little center flower right there in the center, and, well, I can trim this all the way around. But when it's all trimmed up, it will be the size that you need for this quilt. The small ones are made exactly the same way, except for the small ones, you start out with 6 inch squares, and then those get trimmed down to 6.5.
Yes.
And so what I wanted to show you.
So we have trim it rulers.
Yeah. So that would make that block, and then the other block would be the red, and the background. So these are the colors that you can get and make. I think it would make a very cute, not necessarily Christmas, but winter quilt.
Winter, right, because they're
these are
snowmen.